There are moments when we reach the edge of ourselves, moments when plans feel fragile, strength feels limited, and the future feels too heavy to carry alone. A new year stands before us, full of unknown days, unseen trials, unexpected blessings, and silent fears we rarely speak aloud. We want to trust God, yet our hearts still cling to control. We want peace, yet our hands remain tightly closed around our worries. Tonight, we come gently, not with answers, not with certainty, but with honesty. Mary, Mother who knows how to trust in the dark, we place this year into your hands. Mary's life was not built on guarantees. She did not know how everything would unfold. She only knew whom she trusted. When God asked for her yes, she did not demand explanations. She surrendered her future into God's care and found grace there. This prayer is an act of total trust, not because everything is clear, but because God is faithful. As you listen, imagine yourself placing the coming year, month by month, day by day, into Mary's gentle care. Your family, your health, your work, your hidden wounds, your quiet hopes. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too broken. Nothing is beyond God's mercy. Mary, I give you this year, its joys and its sorrows, its beginnings and its endings, its moments I understand and those I fear. Walk with us through this prayer. Teach us how to trust again. Teach us how to let go. Teach us how to rest in God's will. And now, in stillness and faith, let us begin this journey of surrender together. Mary, Mother of Trust, we come to you carrying the weight of what we cannot predict. This year ahead of us feels like a closed book. We do not know what its pages will hold. Some days may bring joy that surprises us. Others may bring trials we never expected. And in our human weakness, the unknown often awakens fear. Mary, you understand this fear. When the angel spoke to you, your life changed in an instant. You were not given a detailed map of what lay ahead. You were not promised an easy road. You were only invited into God's mysterious plan. And still, you said yes. Teach us that kind of trust. We confess, Mary, that we want control. We want reassurance. We want signs before we surrender. Yet faith does not grow in certainty. Faith grows in abandonment. It grows when we place our future not in our own hands, but in God's. So today we begin by offering Him the unknown. Mary, take the days we already worry about, the conversations we fear, the decisions we postpone, the questions that keep us awake at night. We place them gently into your care. You held Jesus before you understood His suffering. You carried Him without knowing the cost of love, and still you trusted the Father's heart. Help us believe that God's plans for us are born not from cruelty, but from mercy. When we fear failure this year, remind us that God works even through our weakness. When we fear loss, remind us that nothing is ever lost in God's hands. When we fear change, remind us that God is already waiting for us on the other side. Mary, help us loosen our grip. We surrender our timelines. We surrender our expectations. We surrender the version of life we thought we needed. So often our anxiety comes from resisting what God is gently allowing. We fight the season we are in, forgetting that even winter prepares the ground for life. Mother of patience, teach us to wait without bitterness. Teach us to trust without rushing. Teach us to believe that what unfolds slowly is not forgotten by God. This year, we may not see immediate answers to our prayers. Some doors may remain closed longer than we hoped. Some healing may take time. Some paths may feel hidden. Mary, when we cannot see the light yet, help us remember that darkness does not mean absence. It often means God is working quietly, deeply, faithfully. We place our fears before you now. The fear of not being enough, the fear of disappointing others, the fear of making the wrong choice, the fear of walking alone. Wrap these fears in your mantle, Mary. Hold them close to your heart. Teach us how to entrust them to your Son. Jesus, through Mary's intercession, we give you this year, not just its successes, but also its uncertainties, not just what we understand, but also what confuses us. We believe, Lord, that you are already present in every moment ahead. You are already providing grace for challenges we have not yet faced. You are already preparing strength for days when ours will feel gone. Mary, remind us that trust is not the absence of fear, but the decision to place fear into God's hands. As this year begins, we choose surrender over control, faith over fear, hope over worry. We do not know what lies ahead, but we know who walks with us, and that is enough. Mary, our mother and our refuge, now that we have placed the unknown into God's hands, teach us to walk forward in peace. Trust is not a single moment, it is a daily choice. Each morning of this year will invite us again to surrender. Some days will feel light, others will feel heavy before they even begin. And in those moments, we need your steady presence. You did not rush through life, Mary. You walked step by step, through joy and confusion, through hope and sorrow, through silence and suffering. You teach us that holiness is not found in dramatic gestures, but in faithful steps taken with love. Walk with us into this year. When our hearts feel restless, slow us down. When our minds race ahead with worry, bring us back to the present moment. When we feel overwhelmed with responsibilities, remind us that God never asks us to carry tomorrow's burden today. Mary, teach us to live this year one day at a time. Help us wake each morning with a simple prayer. Lord, I give you this day. Not the whole year, not every fear, just today. So often we lose peace because we try to solve everything at once. We try to carry all outcomes, all possible futures. But peace is found in obedience, not in control. Mother of Peace, help us trust that small acts of faith matter. A prayer whispered while driving, a moment of patience when anger rises, a choice to forgive instead of holding resentment, a choice to rest instead of pushing ourselves too far. These quiet offerings shape our year more than we realize. Mary, we place our loved ones into your care as we walk forward, those we worry about, those who are sick, those who feel far from God, those who carry hidden pain. Cover them with your protection. Intercede for them when our words fall short. Help us trust that even when we cannot help in visible ways, God is still at work in their lives. And Mary, guard our hearts. Guard us from bitterness when prayers take time to be answered. Guard us from comparison that steals our joy. Shield us from discouragement when progress feels slow. Teach us to recognize God's grace in ordinary moments, the quiet meals, the simple conversations, the unremarkable days that still carry His presence. This year, Mary, help us walk without resentment toward the past. Some of us carry wounds from years before, disappointments that shaped our expectations, losses that still ache. We place those memories into your hands now. Teach us that healing is not forgetting, but allowing God to bring life even from what hurt us. Help us believe that nothing we have endured has been wasted in God's plan. When we stumble this year, and we will, teach us not to stay down. Remind us that failure does not disqualify us from God's love. It simply invites us to lean more deeply on His mercy. Mary, you stood at the foot of the cross when everything seemed lost. You teach us that faith does not disappear in suffering, it deepens. Help us remain faithful even when answers are delayed. As we walk forward, help us keep our eyes on Jesus, not on fear, not on uncertainty, not on what others expect of us, just on Him. Jesus, through through the intercession of your mother, we entrust every step of this year to you. Lead us gently, correct us with love, strengthen us when we grow tired. Mary, remind us daily that we are never alone. We walk this year accompanied by your prayers, by God's grace, by a love that never abandons us. We do not know how this year will unfold, but we choose to walk it in trust, one step, one prayer, one day at a time. And in this quiet surrender, we find peace.